Oh gosh. Hello, it's Nick here. I'm hosting the Three Ps meeting via YouTube. I usually do live meetings at Hope for Recovery. I have created a new brand of three principles meetings called Alpha and Omega. The Alpha part is that I start with the concepts, the three principles concepts, that thoughts are neutral, all thoughts are neutral until we apply a weight to them, and that one thought changes everything. And then I end with the person using the three Ps principles to have the ability to drop that thought, to identify an unhelpful thought and just drop it. And also, after they drop that thought, to replace it with a seed, like dropping the thought was similar to chopping down a weed, like a weedy thought. And then the seed is like a potential new thinking change that we water with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And then in this way, this is how we unlearn our limitations, which is one of Sydney Banks' sayings that he says. I've read a lot of 3P stuff, and it's pretty much, it's what you make of it, it's what you put into it, that is what you're going to get out of it. And I have a background in smart recovery hosting, and I'm a smart recovery facilitator. I've been that for over 3 years. I was at Farnum Residential. I live in Manchester, New Hampshire, and there's a rehab named Farnum on Queen City Boulevard, and they teach the three Ps, but you really gotta read the books. You gotta learn more about it in order to get a better understanding. And the three Ps basically provide you a foundation to start from, and then you have to put effort into it to achieve the goal you have in mind. And smart recovery can help with that. So I at Farnham, I remember thinking, wow, wouldn't it be great if there was a program that was half 3Ps and half smart recovery? Because 3Ps is like the fun stuff, the concepts that sound cool, and then smart recovery is like the academic part where you have to study and put in work, and it's not fun. So I thought, wow, because one didn't seem good. Smart recovery is too academic. A lot of people have told me it's too much like going to school. For me, 3Ps was a little bit vacuous in that it didn't offer me any actual instructions on how to achieve that ability to drop the thought. So I decided I would ask the executive director at Hope if I could host meetings there, because I've been hosting smart recovery meetings there on and off for over 3 years. And he went along with it, and the meetings, they've evolved in the sense that I don't see any reason to name 3Ps, smart recovery in the meetings. It's more like three principles is giving me a vehicle where I can drive my message home. And that's what I'm doing. I incorporate different behavioral therapies. Smart recovery focuses a lot on rationally motive behavioral therapy. I've managed to figure out a way to cloak the different behavioral therapies messages as far as REBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and dialectical behavioral therapy in that 3P speak, so that it's still interesting to people. It doesn't sound scholastic. It does, that's my goal, is to be able to help people. So I had to figure out a way, because smart recovery wasn't doing it for anybody basically, besides like a handful of people that actually liked it. It's like a really unlikable program, smart recovery. I had to come to terms with that. Just because I liked it, that didn't mean very many other people actually like it. So 3Ps, a lot of people like it, but it's just one of those things where it's like, what are you going to do with it? It just tells, it's mind, thought, consciousness. What does that mean? So I've figured out a way to incorporate the different behavioral therapies with the 3Ps in order to drive the messages home. Basically, like if you're at if you're at Farnum, you're aware there's a 9 to 11 meeting Monday through Friday where the clinicians speak. And all of that stuff they teach us during those 2 hours, it's like, wow, that's great to know it, but how do you actually apply it to your life? And that's the disconnect. Just knowing it doesn't really help as much as if you figure out a way to apply it. So my goal was to help people understand how they can apply that to their lives so that they can achieve their goals as far as changing the way they think. Changing the way you think is one of those things. I've seen posters, at Bill's businesses or other rehab type places where they'll say, change the way you think. That doesn't tell me anything. Change the way you think doesn't tell me anything. I need instructions, and I think a lot of other people need instructions on how we can change the way we think. And it's not easy. So basically, the meetings that I host at Hope for Recovery twice a week, they cover a lot as far as getting people interested, and I try to come up with colorful concepts for people to keep in mind while they're out living life. But if you want to actually change the way you think, it requires discipline, keeping a notebook, writing a lot of stuff down, and that's that next level. And I'm there for people. I don't do that at the actual meetings. Smart Recovery tries to pull that off during their meetings, and it's, as far as I can see, it's not successful. Smart Recovery is a failed endeavor, but I'm going to be a Smart Recovery success story. However, in order for me to do that, I got to take what I learned at Smart and then take the 3 principles vehicle and drive those messages home. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I'm saying. If you're at Farnum, I'm not going to tell you everything during these videos. I'm hoping I make more than one. I got to do this before this makeshift set falls apart. You got to actually go to Hope for Recovery to get the good. You only get so many rewards for being at Farnum. It's what you do once you leave Farnum that really shows how much you're involved in your recovery. One thing I know about Farnum and the people that were there, the people that were interested in their recovery and active in their recovery, and they were taking part in the meetings, they were engaging in the meetings with the clinicians and with the RIs, those are the ones that are still doing stuff on the street now that they left Farnum. Those are the ones I still talk to. I see them at Hope for Recovery. I keep in touch with them. Yeah, the people that slept in the back of the room, one of them. He asked me if I can loan him $20. You know what I mean? Or they're off. They got kicked out of their house and they're a raging alcoholic, or they're behaving like a raging alcoholic again. You can't just sleep on this stuff. You got to actually put effort into your recovery in order to achieve anything. There's nothing in this life that's easy. Nothing worthwhile that's easy to attain. Anything worthwhile is difficult. So if you want to make that leap from being interested in your recovery, besides just going to meetings, you got to put forth effort, and that requires keeping a notebook and stuff like that. And I can help with both of that. I'm here. I'm the entertainment end is me hosting meetings at 3 principles meetings at Hope for Recovery. The hard part is doing the notebook stuff, and I can help with that too. So I'm here for you guys. My name is Nick, and I'd be more than happy to sign your paper. Please come to the meetings at Hope.